Hello everyone, welcome to the Milkbar. Another Milkbar video, yay! Yeah! Yeah! I got so little space here where you can still see my arms. I have to move back, yeah! Not even here, and there's a wall here, I can't move further back, yay! So yeah, nothing really super special about this Milkbar, it's just answering 2 questions, that's all it is. Because I've gotten 2 questions and the last Milkbar was in May, so it's been quite some time and I've kind of figured, yeah, I'll answer, I'm not getting more questions, might as well go ahead and answer the 2 I got. And yeah, so don't forget, if you do have questions for me, put it in the comments down below so I can see. And if there's a question I've already answered multiple times or something fairly recently, I'll just tell you, and it will be in a Milkbar or something. If it is a question I've already answered in a Milkbar, I will most likely tell you unless I've forgotten. Hey. So let's just get started with the questions. So the first question, I mean, a lot of other YouTubers keeps, when they do question things, they say, the first question comes from user blah 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 name. Would you guys want me to do that? I like kind of been avoiding, sometimes I've done it, sometimes I haven't done it. It's just, I don't like mispronouncing things, but it's hard with like usernames on the internet. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to tell me, let me know in the comments if you would like me to say who sent the question. Like, the username, try to say it, might be funny, I don't know. Otherwise, I'll just, right now, I don't have it up right now, I just have the actual questions, for this one, I'll just go with the questions. So the first question is, what are some things you enjoy doing outside of video games? Well, it sort of depends. Video games, I do love video games, but then there are things I like to do that is video game adjacent. And I don't know, like me doing YouTube, like not the actual recording part, because that is playing, but editing and uploading and like watching YouTube of people playing games, does that still count as games? Listening to video game soundtracks, I mean, things like that. Those are some things I like that aren't exactly precisely video games, but they're video game related. But my biggest interest other than games is probably, I would say reading, actually. I do have quite the, at least I think so, quite the book collection. The thing is, I read almost exclusively fantasy books. So, well, you see it in the background whenever I record in front of the TV, like I did Luigi's Mansion was the last thing I did in front of the TV. You see my bookcase in the background, and well, it's over there. I don't want to turn the camera and do. Okay, fine. It's there. There's my bookcase. There's a lot of other stuff like some Pokemon things, and as you can see there are some extra books. Just there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in my bookcase because I don't really have room. I have too many books, so they don't fit. I also have a smaller bookcase on the side here, but there's only one row there that's filled with books, and everything else is just random crap. So when when I move, when I get an apartment, I'll also get at least one more bookshelf so I can fit all my books, because I will not get rid of the books. I reread all my books that I have continuously. I keep buying new ones when they come out, or when I feel like, oh, well, maybe I should try a new series, I'll buy this one. But I'm not getting rid of any books, because I read new ones as I get them, but then I also have not like a specific, but I like read through all my different fantasy series over and over again, and because I have so many now, it's years between like getting back to a series. Like some things here, like let's see if I can find any good example here. Yeah, some of the World of Warcraft books. I've actually only read once, some of them, the newer ones. And that was still a couple of years ago. Still haven't read the latest one that came now with the pre-patch, or before. Well, it came out this summer, I believe. Before it's like in between the story in between Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands. So I still haven't gotten that one yet, but I'm planning to get it. Don't spoil it for me, don't you dare. Yeah, so reading fantasy books, that's a big one. I also enjoy like watching series. I tend to have 3 series that I watch simultaneously. One of them is usually a shorter, like sitcom-y thing. Right now I'm watching through instead. Looking through feels wrong as well. But yeah, I'm watching Community right now. I really like, my favorite TV series ever is Scrubs, closely followed by That 70s Show. So it's like sitcom-y things. I also really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but well, there hasn't been, there gonna be more seasons, but not right now. It's season 8 is next one, I believe. They're not done with that yet. It's not until sometime next year that will start coming out. But anyway, I'm looking through whatever, Community right now. After that, not sure yet. And then I have one where I watched a little bit of anime. Currently, it's Yugioh Gx. I remember I watched the first season of that on TV as a kid. And I had seen a couple of years back, I watched through the original. And I must say, so far the original is much better. I'm halfway through the second season now of GX. The thing is, like, GX feels like it's 50% filler. And it's quite annoying because it keeps straying somewhat from the main plot. It was worse in the beginning, it's much better now. Stupid hair in front of my eye. Enunciate, VikzeLink. Open your mouth. It's like I'm dragging my feet, but it's my mouth that I'm dragging. And the third one is usually, you know, a more serious-ish thing with longer episodes, like 40 minutes an hour. And I started yesterday, I started watching season 4 of The Last Kingdom. Really love that show. And there's gonna be a season 5. Yay! Let's see, what else? Well, sometimes I do enjoy drawing, but I don't do it that much anymore because I just don't feel like I have the time. I have like a whole collection of things. I can show you one little example. The thing is, I don't really draw just something from my mind. What I've been doing for years is I look up Zelda enemies and I have them on the screen and I just try to redraw them. So here, and I always do 5 on each piece of paper. So here you have like one of the ships from I want to say Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks, I believe. And here we have a bubble from Wind Waker. I don't know which color it's supposed to be. It doesn't matter, they all look the same other than the color. And here we have that, I don't remember the name, but it's a boss from Four Swords Adventures. And here, yeah, that's just a lever. I don't remember which game I drew this one for. And here is a green Choo-Choo from Majora's Mask. Sometimes, and later on I also color them, but that's something, as I said, that I do later on. But I rarely do it anymore because I just prioritize other things. Yeah, this is a long question because it covers a lot of stuff, so maybe it is good that I just did one Milkbar because I have one other question, but that one is short. I also enjoy hanging out with friends. That's also a thing that has diminished as I've gotten older. Like, well, because, well, you don't really have as much time, and it's harder to find. When you were a kid, you could ask, like, after school, hey, want to do something? And you usually could do something, because usually all you had to think about was, oh, yeah, I have homework. But now you have to, like, plan with your friends, like, at least, I would say, a week ahead, at the very least. Usually it needs more. And then it gets really tough to find the time. And as I'm also very introverted, it drains my energy. When I love hanging out with my friends, it's fun, but it really drains my energy. So I'm exhausted afterwards, which gives me another, like, you say, incentive not to do it very often. But I like doing it. And one thing, other than video games, that I like doing with my friends when we're hanging out is, like, I don't want to say board games, but it is sort of board game, like, games. Like, not, you know... Well, I have Talisman, for example, and that takes hours to play, so you really have to make time if you want to play that. But it feels wrong saying board games when what I mean is more like party games. Like Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. Though I've grown a little bit tired of that one specifically, but yeah, you get what I mean. You get the gist. And then we have, like, outdoorsy stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of being outdoors. It also depends on the weather and the season. I enjoy the summer so much more because it gets so cold here in Sweden. Usually, last winter was not too bad, but I much more prefer the warmth. And I know a lot of people actually they're the opposite. They hate it when it gets warm and they love it when it's cold. I can't bear. I just get so. I have such a, like, thin body and low. My circulation of my blood is not that. It's quite slow or whatever. Don't know what words I'm looking for, but the important thing is that you guys understand what I mean. So my hands and my feet and my nose, I think I mentioned this in a video not too long ago, they get really cold. And it's so bothersome, and I get so freaking cold when one winter, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, it got like negative 13 degrees, and then I had to work that day, so I was outdoors delivering mail, and since I can't do that, I'm a mailman, by the way, in case you didn't know, and I can't do that with gloves, so I had to be gloveless, have those, like, fingerless gloves, so still my fingertips would be like, like, no, I didn't have any, yeah, they were all numb, couldn't feel them. But one thing I do like when it's cold outside is when there's a lot of snow, and especially if it's still snowing, if it's still, like, heavy snowfall in the air, because I want, like, a heavy, as you remember the VikzeLink's Winter World video that I did a couple of years ago, when it's that amount of snow, but it's also, like, gray, cloudy, and it just keeps coming more snow, because it's such a good feeling. It gets so silent because it's so dampening on sounds. So it gets so silent, everything is so completely white and beautiful. There's just something about that I really enjoy. And then in the summer, just going swimming in the ocean when it gets warm enough in the ocean, that's always enjoyable. There's probably more, like, smaller things that I haven't thought of. If you have, like, examples, oh, do you enjoy doing this or this? Like, feel free to ask. I might think of something else. But those are basically my big things I can think of right now on the top of my head. So yeah, thank you for that question. That took a long time for me to answer. I don't have that much to cut out, actually. I just kept on talking. So thanks. And for question number 2, and I should really make and I'm probably going to make a conversation video about it in the future, just so that I can direct people to it when I get the question, because I've gotten this question so many times, and I'm going to answer it one more time now. And it is, why do I only shave on one side? Like here, you see, I've shaved here. I shaved today because it's Sunday. But here, it goes up like this. So my beard is like a goatee, mustache goatee, and then it goes up and it's all combed to the side so that it grows like this. The reason why, well, there is not really any specific reason to why I do that. It's just something I decided to do. If you look back some of my older videos, like, well, the first ones, I just started growing my beard. It looks really thin and ridiculous. But then later on, for quite a couple of years, I had it like this. I don't remember exactly when I decided to try this part. I know I think I was in Skövde. I was still in Skövde when I decided to do that. And it was just a random thing like, hey, I want to try, see how that looks. And then I just stuck with it. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people don't really notice it at first. And then they're like, wait a minute. It's kind of funny. But I think most people just ignore it. And yeah, I don't... Either they think it's weird, but they choose to ignore it, or they don't see it. It's kind of fun, because it is sort of subtle. If you don't, like, think about it. If I'm just sitting... Well, now there's a bit of shadow here because of the... If we do like this... Ooh! So that I have the sun, yeah, in front of me. Now, well, you guys are thinking about it now because I'm talking about it, but it's not really that big of a thing. It's just a little bit here and not here. That's not really... I don't know. I can't talk for anyone else. So yeah, that's really it. I don't really have much more to say about my beard. Thinking about it, well, speaking of making a conversation video about that, that would be a very short video. Maybe I can talk more about it. But it's just no specific reason. It's weird because I'm a very introverted person, and I don't want a lot of attention in that way, but I also want to be a little bit special and stand out, so maybe that's a little bit of a reason why. I don't know, like I would never like color my hair or do like super weird haircut, but just, oh, growing my beard a little weird way, like that, I'm fine with that. I guess that answers the question. I hope that's a good enough answer. Now, usually the Milkbar I do... Usually, it's been so long since I did anything special with it. That's probably gonna be a bigger thing once I move out away from home, and also if I get more like requests for stuff, if I have more viewers, I mean, not watchers, people watching. So I did, if you remember back in the early ones, I did like, oh, I used to take a bite out of a lemon and things like that, or a room tour. I've done things like that too. And then I also have the news section, which is usually for like celebrating I got X amount of subs or X amount of views and things like that. Well, last time when I did the total 100,000 views, I don't think I called that as the news section. I don't know. I'm just doing. I just do videos. I don't know what I do with them. I just do stuff and hope it's good enough. I'm not a like big production. I was thinking a project? No, not production. I'm not a big production company or something. It's just me being silly in front. Like, this is completely unscripted. I just turned on the camera and the microphone and started talking. I have the questions there on the screen in front of me, and that's it. Everything else, I'm just talking. I'm really bad whenever I record skits and stuff like that. I think it would be much easier if I had someone else there with me to help me, or like if it wasn't just me. because me just recording skits on my own, it can be annoying. Especially editing, when I do several takes, I have trouble like choosing which take to go with. But it's fun in the end. It's fun in the end, like the total experience of it. This video is way too long now. I just kept babbling. Anyway, if you do have more questions for me for future milk bars, put them in the comments down below. And as I said in the beginning, I'll let you know if I'll do... Well, yeah. Things I might answer your question. I'll probably answer your question unless I've already answered it. Things like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye. Boom, yeah, äntligen sång, hey, boom, boom, yeah, watch some videos, hey, boom.